One of our arts writers, who will remain nameless, wrote a column declaring that Collegetown Bagels egg sandwiches had, quote, fake powdery shit, end quote, in them. And neither me nor my associate editor, Zach Jones, really took much notice of that because, who cares? It's an egg sandwich. We have more pressing issues of the day at art sections.
They didn't like this. They're one of our bigger distributors on campus. What they did that day was grab every copy of the Sun. They threw it out. They prohibited every employee that works there from ever carrying a copy of the Sun in. People were discouraged from reading the Sun inside CTB.
Except then they did threaten to sue the Sun for libel. And we had some long discussions about it with the editorial board. And after we consulted the local Cornell Sun lawyer, he said that they did have a case and that we should probably do whatever they asked us to do. At the same time, it's both like the most trivial thing and like the most important thing, because like if you're going to capitulate to something that trivial, like what does that say about your relationships with any other section of the Sun?
On the most basic level, it provides the daily crossword, but what I hope that it does is provide all of our readership, and that's a pretty expansive readership. Our circulation is 5,200 in print, with about 2.5 read-throughs per paper, with some insight about what's going on campus and how, and through our opinion section, putting that into a national context, how that might relate to national issues.
I mean, I think the job of the Sun on campus is kind of tell people what's going on in their world and help them become involved. Cornell's an easy place to kind of find your niche and then never break out of it. I think part of the role of the Sun is to say, this is Cornell. We're a huge school with a lot of different types of people. I think that's one of our roles. And I think another role is to hold people accountable for what they do. A lot of times administrators will do stupid things, or students will do stupid things. And part of our role is to kind of point out, if something's going wrong, we're kind of like a check and balance on it.
The Sun's job should be, in my opinion, to be an independent watchdog and to first act as an advocate for students, but basically as an advocate for the truth. And part of that job is to question authority. A good journalist, seeks the truth and seeks analysis that finds the truth and doesn't just believe what power sources say in press releases. And the Sun has been better at that in certain eras and weaker at that in other areas. I would say right now it's kind of weak in that area. In the early 70s it was much better because I was coming out of the 60s, and I think there was a much more skeptical attitude among young people in general. And right now there's more of an accepting things as they are type attitude among students.
I know that some people at the Sun believe that the function of the paper is sort of analogous to the function of like the New York Times on a national level, and that the Cornell Daily Sun is supposed to sort of provide in-depth coverage and investigative reporting of what happens on campus, and to sort of improve or enhance the knowledge of the student body and of people in the Ithaca community. My impression, though, just from engaging with readers and interacting with people at Cornell, is that most people don't really see the Cornell Daily Sun as that. I would say that if I had to compare the Cornell Daily Sun to any one publication, it would probably be People magazine or something like that, or like Us Weekly.